before. But it's a new day, it's a new game, it's a new series. One of these teams, Vogt, there's definitely the potential that this could be the beginning of the win streak.
Absolutely, and I'm wondering how it's going to end up going. I like a lot of things that the panel was saying. It's going to be a lot about that pace for Talon. Well, for Liquid, it's a little bit of a greedier style draft, but overwhelming team fight. So for Talon, I'd say winning lanes is probably going to be the most important thing, and they are set up to do that with, picking this Razor versus the Tide. We used to see that a classic in time. The Beastmaster as well versus the Faceless Void, so they're trying to salvage some of this. But Liquid's draft, it does cover quite a lot of bases.
Okay, so you sort of see this as if Talon do not kind of win at least, two of these lanes,
yeah,
it's going to be rough.
Well, either win 2 lanes or Mikoto has to just kind of pop off with his rotations,
okay.
Like that 8 to 17 minute mark or something like that. And he can. That's the one thing about these Earth Spirits. I think for the most part, when I've seen most of them played, even though the hero doesn't have the most incredible win rate right now, he's going like beyond godlike in the first 20 minutes.
No, for sure. But we're seeing, even in the losses, right?
Even
this
in the
is a hero that will have a crazy KDA.
Exactly.
So very likely that this hero is going to have impact. It's going to get a lot of stuff done. The question is going to be how well he can come out of this laning stage. I mean, how does sort of the Earth Spirit versus Invoker matchup go?
It's actually that's a curious one. I think the Invoker should probably win, but these melee heroes tend to still get something out of the lane. So we'll see how it ends up being for Mikoto, because he's also a very strong laner. Let's see what the approach the Talon does to try to pressure these lanes as much as possible. Q, he started with teleport, and that's the reason they actually got the D ward in the mid lane. So he instantly TP'd, put an obs, they saw where they placed the sentry, they get the D ward, blah, blah, blah. So doesn't have the sprout for the laning phase, so not as much pressure that he can apply at the start, but still.
All right.
Strong lanes anyway.
And so was sort of the Razor versus Tide. Out of the 2 side lanes, would you say this bottom lane is the one that Talon have the potential to win the hardest?
Yes, absolutely. This is the big one to watch. It's all going to be dependent on, Boxy landing those Fire Spirits on this tree and Razor when they go for these type of threat plays onto Zai. Since obviously, Static Link versus Kraken, doesn't care, doesn't matter. Keeps his distance. Yeah, let's see how this mid one ends up going. Nisha trying to put a lot of harass, but first few waves, Mikoto looking hot.
I was going to say, he's done pretty good here getting the lead early on the first few CS. We'll see if he can hold that Mikoto.
It definitely gets harder, I would say, for the
levels come in.
You have, sure, your Boulder Smash and stuff to clear, but he's constantly going to EMP you, clear that range creep, and yeah, he's got that, of course, base damage that starts to kick in from levels on the stupid Universal Invoker. Autumn. Actually getting a little bit aggro here. They hit 2 first.
Fire Spirits and going in with the gush. They're ready to try and dive in a bit under this tower. 23. He's going to tick down very, very low. Will be fine, but only just. I mean, huge amounts of damage there that Liquid are able to get down onto the 2 of Talon as they push them right back under the tower. And 23's got to be careful.
He might die.
Oh, maybe he's baiting. He's baiting and he's able to get the kill with the help of Ollie. 23, he done the numbers.
Living armor.
He could do that. He baits him in and they take down Boxy.
Nicely done. I mean, this lane is, honestly, it's going pretty okay still for Liquid, but a good bait there from 23. I think what Boxy did is he moved to the side of the lane, and he gave the Tide under level 2. So that's when they got that little bit of extra pressure from the gush and everything, but should stabilize for 23 now.
Yeah, that was well played there by 23 and Ollie.
Yeah, good math.
So he's looking at the other half of the map up top so far. Doesn't look like Mikkei's having any trouble with the CS.
Yep, he's got the Takiro, so must be securing it.
Also able to freely farm up there.
Looking forward to see this Beastmaster, because I think this is one of the few games he can actually go for Dominator. I feel like most games you just can't, because there's always some type of counter, but this was the final pick, so they don't really have anything to just, eat that creep or anything like that. And it's really good versus Faceless Void, and that's what their draft is about, right? Setting tempo. So if you're able to get a Dominator, Overlord, their timings could be pretty good on Talon.
Down bottom Boxy, he did dive. So there's no further chance for an escape. They'll punish that easily. QTP's over, offers that extra bit of firepower to take down the kill. Boxy's got to be a bit more careful down here. 2 deaths already in the laning stage.
Yeah, you always got to be careful of that +1, especially because Jabs is just not really under pressure whatsoever up top. So Q, he can make those free moves around. Nice TP.
Trying to go with the time dilation.
They're bringing 3rd hero. Boxy's actually making the move.
See if this TP catches Talon by surprise.
Being patient.
I'm going to try and go in for Q. Now dive forward. They're getting the bashes off. They'll be able to take down Q here. He attempts for the TP out, but the damage is too much. If they can get jabs as well, then he can do bashes. Is he able to find the RNG?
No.
Any more bashes?
Don't need it.
Looks like they don't at all. They'll get the kill regardless. So Liquid able to join forces with the 3 of them and push the top 2 out of that lane from Talon.
And they broke the lanes now, because now Ollie TP top. Q, I believe his teleport's still on cooldown, so now it's a Tide versus a Razor, which, of course, for the Tide, it's a bit sad, but he can do some type of creep manipulation stuff like this. An actual very clever move from Liquid, sending Boxy up there. Make it free farming, and they take out both. So Zai, he's going to try to creep pull. Q, he's going to come down here. Zai doesn't quite have boots just yet, but could just TP if he does feel any threat.
No threat of dying here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a question if Q is able to do enough to force that Zai, but won't be the case. No. Just trying to stop him from kind of getting the pull on the creeps.
He's body blocking him nicely. 23 is actually connecting.
I mean, yeah, maybe Zai's not. Yeah, he's not gonna have the chance to TP out now.
Nice, bro.
He gets far too low. Yeah, well played there by Q. Kind of blocking off the creeps as well, making it a bit. You know, Zai having to hang around that extra bit of moment to try and keep the aggro.
And 23, he actually pulled the creep wave over all the way there too. So they caught the wave. So now Zai doesn't actually have that positioning. A great play from Q.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, sort of tripping Zai up like that.
Yep.
And indeed allowing this bottom half of this map, this bottom lane, continue to be a very, very profitable place for 23. Getting the free farm, he's getting involved in the kills.
Yeah, Nisha is starting to get that pretty ridiculous farm. Of course, Mikoto, as those levels build up, there's not much you can do. That base damage is just way too high.
And he just doesn't have mana to play with. So,
can't even CS with your spells.
No.
And Nisha, of course, he's ready. Calling Blades online. So he's ready for any type of potential rotation that comes in. Insania, though, he's actually all right. Quick TPs. TP to the mid lane. Maybe not the best place to go for Insania, but...
yeah, he's probably still going to have to take the wall back to base. Not a huge amount he can do on the 100 or so HP that he has.
He's got his courier, and I guess he is around for the 6-minute power rune. He might pay with his life going for it, but at least he's going to deny it away from Mikoto. And yeah, actually, Mikoto has to go back to base, so they'll secure power rune here.
I mean, look at this with Talon. They're kind of running in with the three of them towards Mickey. Mickey is going to have to go for the short TP back under the safety of the tower, still sticking around in the lane.
We could see that a lot this game. Looking at the side of Talon, some limited stuns. It's mostly like the Earth Spirit and, yeah, Beastmaster Roar, but mostly that Earth Spirit.
Yeah, very hard for them to get kills without that.
Yeah.
I mean, Mickey, he knows they can't really touch him.
So I feel like a lot of this pressure of the game, it's going to start to revolve around Mikoto and how his rotations start coming out soon.
Mickey, he's going to try to stand his ground and see if he can bring Ollie down low, but...
Here comes Mikoto.
An extra number here. Mickey will have to start being careful. Mikoto, he's in with a connection. Gets him with the stun. Okay, Time Walk, of course, at this low level. Far too long of a cooldown to allow him any sort of safety.
And
they'll take him down.
And Boxy might be in trouble, too. They got the kick on him initially.
Dive's already been used. He is able to cut his way out of the Sprout, but Mikoto should be able to easily get the angle to finish him off. Boxy can try for a deny to Roshan, and he's got it. And in fact, the angle was not there from Mikoto, not able to hit the spells, and therefore not able to get the kill. Boxy able to deny himself.
It's the little things, you know, he gave that little side step that was coming out, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, oops. There you go. And in that time, Nisha, he's going to get time to pressure the mid tower off of it, but at top also, Talon will be able to finish off this tower. Wisdom Runes not claimed immediately at the 7-minute mark. The Q will be able to claim his.
Now Ollie doing his best to slow down that siege in the mid.
Yep.
Nice living armor. So the Talon can keep the advantage in terms of structures being taken down.
And now the Dominator's finished. So Jabs, well, he's done at 50 gold. So one more creep or so and he'll have it. So can keep himself up here, keep occupying, keep pressuring this lane to keep Mickey or the Jakiro up here for some time. Zai also has his timing though. You know, he is about to have his Meteor Hammer even though he is versus a very, very tough lane. He's actually held his own because everything kind of broke up so much. So only, I mean, out of the laning phase, a less than 1k lead at the moment for Talon. So probably need to start getting the ball rolling with those Earth Spirit rotations pretty soon, but have to be a little careful because now Nisha, he's also ready to start rotating and match these Earth Spirit rotations.
See if they can go aggressive onto Zai, but Zai immediately receiving backup from both Boxy and Nisha. Dive forward from Boxy, he's in on top of the Razor. 23 did steal a fair bit of damage though, so he's slapping back pretty hard. Boxy has to keep his distance.
He's got Stick Lotus.
And he's got ready to turn towards Nisha. Nisha turns with the Tornado, able to catch the two of them, but the Sprout's down. They've caught Nisha, and Nisha taken out. Talon, they'll bring the more advantageous amount of numbers and will manage to punish Liquid for Liquid trying to make that attempt on 23. And now Talon, they're geared up and ready to push onto the tier 1 tower.
Great.
Zai's still got to be a bit careful here.
That was perfect there from Mikoto. Comes in, Nisha, there's no damage. Talon, like 23 actually isn't even close to dying there.
No.
He had a 20 stick and he still has the Lotus. So back up to full, he's got the heals and another tower. So picking up that pace exactly like they need to do, Talon.
Yep, they're sticking to the plan here, Talon.
This is really good so far for them.
Getting those timings, 9 minutes in, taking the 2 out of tier 1 towers.
That's a bit, that that initial rotation, like that's huge because they take out Nisha and they get the tower, and now potentially can even swing over to start pressuring another one.
Yeah, and I imagine getting this tier 1 tower nice and early against a Tide that's doing like this Meteor Hammer build, it means there's going to be a lot less opportunities, right, where Zai's actually going to find himself at the tower and being able to put the pressure on himself.
Yeah, I mean 23 can just stay
Hold the wave,
right?
yeah.
Like if they're going to force rotations onto him, he's fairly tanky, and the damage for Liquid, it is kind of lackluster in the early game. It's going to take a little bit more time because they have this late farming.
Bit of a risky position for him to be in steps up. I don't know if he just didn't expect Makoto to be waiting there on the high ground, but that's an easy one from Makoto. Jumps down, rolls in, takes out the Phoenix.
That's what we were saying. You know, these Earth Spirits, you have to keep eye on them. Nice little cold snap from Nisha, catching in mid-animation.
I mean, it feels like for a long time, Nisha's trying to continue to put this pressure onto this tier 1 tower, but this tier 1 tower is doing fine.
Yep, Ollie's just like, okay, level 2 living armor.
Jabs. See if we can go for a bit of a solo play onto Insania.
He should have him.
He's got the ice path.
He's got the hurricane creep if he really feels the need.
And he's also got Ollie.
Yeah.
Who'll come in.
Take the kill.
Yeah, he even tried to hold back from that. He didn't go for the right click Ollie. He wanted to give it to Jabs, but
I mean,
as it was the Nature's Grasp ended up doing the damage. He's been dusted, and Ollie's got the 6. He's got the ult ready to hold him in position. Nisha trying to escape the Ravages there, but the magnetized damage is going to be enough to finish Nisha off. They'll look to turn here, Liquid, see what they can get in return. They get Ollie. Can they get more? The Chrono's there to just hold them
Liquid's
back.
Gotta run.
But Q and Makoto, they're diving in. Makoto, he's considering going past the tier 2. He wants to find Boxy. Won't quite get him with a boulder smash. He's gone pretty deep for this one. It doesn't matter. He's out again with a roll. A fair bit of damage coming in from the ult there from Q. I mean, Talon, they're just beating Liquid back beyond their tier 2 tower.
Nisha shows up, back-to-back deaths. He walks up, doesn't give respect to these Lotuses and these wands. I see the Treant Protector, he's low. He had a 17 stick and a healing Lotus.
I mean,
pops them both, roots him, Nisha stuck in place, and then just one-by-one sequence from Liquid.
Absolutely, and you know, for Liquid at this stage, for them to be able to take these fights, they have a rather greedy lineup, right? This Void needs time with the Midas to get to where he wants to be. Outside of the item progression, maybe they can get something done with the ultimates, but as we saw there, Chrono had to be used defensively, so they won't even have that to be able to bring towards these fights that Talon are throwing at them. So, difficult times ahead for Liquid, it feels, with Talon getting this lead. Yeah,
Liquid's going to need time, for sure. And the way that Talon wants to play is not give them time. They want to pressure, take objectives, get those quick item timings, and just restrict the map, and maybe just close it out before those timings come. Because, Midas, Void, Nisha, he looks like he's still going to finish the Vessel first, but he might also go for that Midas afterwards.
He's got double Midas queued up. You know, I remember when that worked. That was a beautiful patch, not anymore. One for each hand.
Yeah, I watched your Ogre with 4 Midases.
Hell yeah.
Something else horrible.
5, actually.
5, sorry.
9-3, yeah, Talon. Now, all guns blazing. This is what their lineup needed to do.
Exactly. All guns blazing, and they're also getting rid of all the wards. So I think they just took out 2 ops wards. So Liquid, pretty limited vision on the map. Talon, great vision, great ways to invade early, now that they've got these quick timings that have hit for them. Only 5 on Boxy still, too. Q is level 7.
Boxy. See if he can make his way out of this. He's going to go immediately for the TP, and there's no potential to cancel on the front, so Boxy will make it out.
Q already has his Vessel done. And rather than going for the quick Spirit Vessel, looks like he opted for this one just to be able to... just more aggression, I guess, for these kills rather than pushing towers. Maybe he feels like they already have that with jabs.
And this one, Ollie's just kind of sapping the XP and Mickey.
Why not?
Just being annoying. Being very annoying here. He's actually going to try with the setup. He's got the ult. The backup comes in. I mean, Ollie, just hanging around, setting up for the team to follow up and take down Mickey.
They woke up ready to play today. With this draft, they set it up for this early success. And 12 minutes in, 5K lead. They're hitting their timings. Liquid trying to strike back, but still no 6 on Boxy.
I mean, Liquid, they're toying with the idea of going for a fight here. So if they can at least get Q, they can, but
they can.
It's the Sprout down, doesn't matter. Boxy with the dive at the ready, gets back under the tier 2 tower.
Okay, still not 6 yet on Boxy. He's very close. Insania does hit it. They get themselves a needed kill. Some Spirit Vessel stacks. Nisha wants more.
They want to fight still, Liquid.
They did use Root and they used their Roar, so they want to try to punish.
They have Chrono. I mean, just a solo Chrono on someone like Jabs would probably be worth it if Mickey's able to get in position.
I mean, he's just waltzing away.
Yeah, Mickey's not going to bother chasing any further, so Talon, they'll step back.
Mickey wanted one of the bigger catches. They see
Makoto.
He's thinking about it. Makoto's Blade Mail is getting delivered.
The rest of the team's backed out. They don't want to go for this anymore, Talon.
Zai?
They're going to try and set up on him. He's a pretty beefy boy as the Tide, here with the 3 points in Kraken.
Gonna take him a bit of time. Can they actually finish him?
He does have Ravage if he feels necessary to use it to escape. He might just have to accept his fate if he doesn't want to commit with the ult to try and save himself. His roll's going to be off the mark. And
he's
now
actually
the TPs are coming in. They're dove pretty far for this one. So if they can punish Mikoto, they're going to drop the supernova for this. They want this Spirit dead, and they'll succeed. Mikoto, he's out.
Nisha's like, I'll take that. Thank you very much. I'll use the tornado for the kill secure. A good kill. I baited them a lot.
Yeah.
I thought they would actually maybe stop chasing or something like that, but nope.
Maybe if that last roll hit, they might have been able to kill Zai in time before he turns with the Ravage, but that wasn't the case. Yeah, Zai able to pull them back nicely towards that position, enabling the rest of his team to TP over and help take down this pesky mid-earth Spirit.
Yeah, some nice timing there for the Kraken Shell to kick off, right? I think Magnetized ticked twice, got dispelled, he can't reapply it, so yeah, there's no creep.
23.
Oh, he wants blood.
Yeah, he's going in for this. He knows there's no Ravage and there's no Supernova. He's got the back of a Q.
This is bold.
He's close again to the tower. With the plasma field, but someone is going to be there healing Zai up, and that'll be a little too much for Talon to push for more. They don't want to dive any further.
That was a little bit... did they see... I guess maybe they saw Mickey farming up top or something like that, because I was like, wait, did they not see the Void? Because this is a pretty ballsy play if he's just jumping forward like that on the Razor, but yeah, I guess they had some information at the least for him to go like that. Jabs now, he was able to play the lane for the most part, but he was still stacking Ancients. He now is going to go back, finish those up, and I believe his helm is actually... yeah, his upgraded helm is done. So big timing now for Talon to continue applying this pressure versus the double Midases that are coming out. How's 23's timing doing?
Yeah,
I think his BKB is done, right?
So yeah, that's sort of the one they were waiting for next, I think, before they really go for an aggressive move. He's still hanging around in this bottom lane.
He's a little low.
Kind of on his own.
Okay,
but
BKB's here now.
With BKB, he shouldn't be under any sort of threat. Unless there is a Chrono, of course. As they're going to try and start the play here. They don't have Void, but, well, 23's on the mana. He will be able to pop this one charge to get the BKB off.
I mean, they baited a BKB and they're going to get the tower, so that's a pretty good hit there from Liquid.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Literally, as soon as he gets it delivered, he has to use it, so... And Liquid, with that, they're going to look to try to take a fight.
Oh, yeah, smoke. And then through the Twin Gates towards the top half of the map, where they know that Talon's going to have been looking for Mickey.
Yeah, this is a big move from Liquid. 15 seconds on Ravage.
Yeah, they should be able to easily catch Q here. If they want to settle for the profit, they will. They'll find Q. I mean, Ollie's going to see if he can help out. They'll get in position for the ult, but not in time to be able to do anything to stop Q from going down. They'll lose Boxy, Zai, Ravage is there, Mickey beating into the Beastmaster, he's dropped down the Chrono, a bit awkward with the Tornado coming in, but I mean, actually might be a bit too awkward. Jabs, he's still alive, he's actually able to get the roar off, he'll still die. Do get him, and they probably can go for Ollie as well. Mickey's going to have Time Walk up in a second, he can close the gap on this if he wants to.
Oh my god. Can he get away?
I don't think so. Gush is there. Jump forward from Mickey. They'll be able to take down the Treant as well.
Oh my god, there's actually a few things to talk about, but the fight's not done
Mikoto,
yet.
they're still considering fighting this. I mean, Mikoto's in. The egg's there. They want to... 23 and Mikoto, they're trying to take this team fight. I don't know if they can. Mikoto's dead.
23?
And then 23, he's on his own. That was a pretty ballsy move there. I mean, sure, Q's here, but they just don't have the numbers for it. This seems so risky from Talon. This is not paying off for them.
23?
He's slowly dying. He's getting back. He's going to put the BKB, but he's dead.
Oh my goodness.
What is going on? This is not what Talon needed to be doing. They're losing hero after hero in this fight. That couldn't have gone any worse. They've just given a triple kill to Mickey. What were they doing, Fog?
Oh my god, I mean, the Boxy buyback definitely coming in clutch. There's actually so many things to talk about. Before Boxy died, in the first go, you know, he had 149 man at 150. So maybe he could have egged earlier, but it actually ended up being better, because then when he bought back, he had the egg, and I don't think they expected. I think it had one hit left or something, gets the pop, and Liquid, now they're completely back.
I mean, that
Talon
fight
can't
hurt
have that
massively
happen.
for Talon. They had the lead, but one after another going in like that.
It's a 5k gold swing and like an 8,000 experience swing or something. Like, look at Boxy. Ready? He's at 149 mana when he sticks here. So he can't actually get the egg off, and then it's because of his buyback that ends up actually having this whole sequence come through and end up benefiting Liquid.
Yeah. A bit awkward as we saw. You know, it took a bit longer than necessary to take down Jabs. With the Tornado coming in as it did, but it does, of course, cost Nisha his life.
Nisha will say that he was dispelling the tree armor for Mickey, you know. But devastating moments for Talon. That's situations that can't really happen. This was their timing of BKB plus Helm of Overlord.
I mean,
they lose how many heroes?
This was the risk, right, where they just decided they wanted to still fight with just 23 and Makoto. Obviously, 23 feels strong because he has the BKB.
But look at this egg.
But it's just the two of them against the 4 of Liquid, and a Liquid that had Supernova still good to go.
If Makoto maybe turned earlier and actually hit the egg instead of stepping away, maybe they would have actually killed it. It was close, but tough to say. At the least in the main game, you know,
they get back in, they get the Roshan.
Yeah.
They know with the ult's on cooldown from Liquid, 23, and the team can punish that, get the Aegis secured.
But my God, look how much you gave. This Void is 10,000 net worth now. Your Razor's so far behind.
Killing off 2 of the big cores as well. Frozen in disbelief there.
Don't celebrate too early, 23. You know, you gotta be careful.
I mean, at this point, Talon, they can't afford another fight
no,
like that.
They cannot.
Another fight like that, this game is going to get very, very difficult.
Absolutely. They have to play clean, and they have to play more decisive with how they pick and choose their battles.
Radiant's middle tower is
Always got to watch out. I mean, they said it as well on the panel multiple times, right? You got to be careful versus this big wombo combo team fight. Yes, they're behind in gold, but if they're going to be able to use all these ults in that type of sequence, you got to give some respect to it. Or you got to at least finish off the egg. Talon. Still poised up here with their wards. They have two set up around here.
Supernova Chronos back up Ravage as well. Combo is there from Liquid.
And Mika is starting to get those items that he needs this game. You know, he's got his Treads, he's got his Midas Maelstrom. Manta's soon online, so he'll have that Dispel versus the Silence versus the Tree Root and everything too. So this Void's getting scarier and scarier very quickly.
Zai.
Just getting aggro himself.
Try and set up for a bit of a solo play. I mean, Q's going to head over.
Mika.
Caught Zai in a little bit of a cute spot there with a Sprout. Talon's going to try and fight this, but this is into the Chronos of Liquid. We'll see if Liquid want to fight back with the ultimates, if they want to run.
A little
Ravage
awkward.
is going to be dropped. Mickey again, sort of caught, but Time Walk's going to be there in a second. We'll get roared. They should have good control for him here. They do. They'll throw down the Overgrowth, make sure they can keep Mickey locked down. A great kill for Talon to find. They catch the big one, the Faceless Void.
Honestly, that was a reminiscent death of yesterday when I was watching Mickey. I guess he really wanted to try to help Zai out there, but he actually just killed himself. Like, he just time walked, missed the time walk, got stuck against a tree, got sprouted. So an unnecessary death for him, perhaps. But Talon, they'll take that hard.
They could try and snowball this into more.
Oh yeah.
Whilst this Void's dead for sort of the 30 seconds or so, see if they can catch anything around this tier 2 towers. They're going straight for the push.
I mean, Ravage is down too, so it's like you have a decent shot to be able to go for this fight here, this tower. Just be careful how much you overcommit into this egg.
Sure. Because when that Void is back in 10 seconds, there will be a Chronosphere. Still Aegis on 23 for 2 minutes and a half. BKB done on jabs.
Okay. Jabs, BKB, Earth Spirit. He's just doing the standard, so he's just going to go for that heart. We'll see if that ends up hurting a little bit for Mikoto. I know this is the build, right?
I like
the Earth
the
Spirit.
Blade Heart.
I like it too. In most situations, the
it?
downside is look at the lineup he's playing versus. How much magical damage and control do they have? It's literally everybody is dealing immense amounts of magic. So there could be these situations where I feel like he just gets EMP'd and he just stands there and actually doesn't get anything off. But this is the build, so. I just sometimes, you know, I look and I'm like, there's an Invoker, there's a Void, there's so many spells that can just trip him up. Even Time Dilation, you know, it can actually really mess with these Earth Spirits. So let's see what Mikoto does with this.
Yeah, smoke up from Talon. They want to fight whilst they have the Aegis on 23, and they do have that little bit of a window where there is no Ravage, at least.
They got to pressure. You know, you can't just sit back when you're playing versus these Midases with this type of draft.
They've got to keep the pressure up.
Yep. Looks like Nisha, he's also going to go Manta, it looks like.
Can they
just for
catch
dispels.
Mickey? It's a pretty
Not quite.
deep attempt. And Mickey, he'll jump in to
him.
block the roll off. And Makoto is going to be fully focused here as Liquid. I mean, Mickey's going to jump back. Makoto should still be finished off. He's able to take out the Supernova, but he will die for that. They've lost 2 on Liquid.
That Blade Mail almost killed Mickey.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
2 for 1. They get the 2 supports. We'll give them the space to take the tier 2 top.
Who got the last hit? It was Nisha who got the kill.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And yeah, he's committed. So, I mean, they're going for the Mantas. I mean, they're playing versus the Treant Protector, so we do see that a lot, and it's Universal.
It's a good mount again.
Yeah, it's a great one. And just so damn good on Universal, so. Tormentor. Let's see who gets it. Will be Mikoto. Oh, will be Mikoto. Okay.
Hey, what order you had the one on Ollie?
Yeah.
It's between him and Q for who grabbed that one.
Does make sense.
Makoto gets lucky.
The Treant Protector one, I think, is... I mean, there's quite a bit of one that you want to buy just straight up at 15 minutes. Tree is definitely one of those, unless you have your Blink Gold. Less than 1K lead here. Talon. How much time do they have left on this? Just 30 seconds. Feels difficult for them to really get too much more out of it.
Yeah, they did really want to. Ooh, at the least, they got
Ollie.
the tier 2 push top, but that might not feel like enough for Talon in this position.
I like Ollie's positioning here. He's trying to get some information, scout out, potentially try for Nisha, but can't quite. Makoto wants to finish his heart. I didn't actually notice. Did you see Insania, by the way? It's the real Midas Gaming. Insania even has one. So, Liquid, you can see what they want to do. It's just stall, wait for late game.
It is. I mean,
and that is definitely a key to success for them.
Because who's going to carry late game on Talon's side? It's difficult, right?
It is. The most
if
definitely
this Razor's not able to just frontline and survive, get off an incredible link on someone like the Void, you're not going to win these late game team fights. You're not going to be able to out carry this faceless Void backed up by the lineup that he has around him.
No.
Talon, as the minutes pass, the difficulty rises.
Yeah. They have to start finding some pickoffs, and looks like they should be able to find Insania a little bit too far forward. Oh, and his Midas. I mean, he's going to have the second charge might actually
He might get up to the second charge. That's true, actually.
Can't let that happen.
He's got to get straight out to a camp when he respawns.
Maybe he's saving them for the boars in the fights. Very unlikely.
23, what's he going for next? Titanic into AC.
Okay, so you just went for the S and Y.
Just trying to stat up and build so he can survive for a potential chrono.
Okay, hard online.
Yeah.
It is a level 5 Wex, so not the full Wex for the EMP burn. Makoto sitting at about 700 mana, so should have some to work with, even if he gets burned. Zai's got Blink.
He's going to try and start something here. He was 23. 23 turns with a link.
I mean, he just set himself up to get full linked.
There's going to be a lot of damage built up by this Razor.
Big root
to the side. They've got the setup into the side. The Supernova's going to be there in time. There's the Chronos. Just down onto Makoto. Mickey's trying to hit him with the blade, but he's got to be careful. He has to time walk out. So straight comes down to Makoto, but Makoto is still alive.
He's burning.
6 charges as well. Finally, he'll fall, but at the same time, Liquid have lost 2. It took them far too long to try and take down Makoto. Boxy, he's not going to get out. Neither's Insania. 23 runs him down. This time it's Liquid who look for a fight that ends terribly.
Zai, he tries to go for some type of pump fake Ravage to force a BKB, but then he actually just sets himself to get an absolute full link for 23, and then you just got to give the credit to Ollie. He got, what, a 4-man root in the back line there?
Yeah, brilliant position on the tree, and yeah, just a bit of a whiffed call there, I guess, in terms of how they wanted to sort of set this all up. Liquid, they absolutely wanted to go for a team fight here, but it really couldn't have gone much worse. Chrono's down to Makoto, and Mickey, he just can't do anything because Makoto's quick with the blade mail. A fight gone wrong there for Liquid.
And now they get themselves a tower, get themselves a little bit of momentum coming up here too, so 6k swing. Exactly what Talon needed. Zai still has Ravage. Looks like he wants to try to fight versus these BKBs on
He's getting
in
in aggressive. Maybe they can get jabs. Looks like jabs maybe left behind. I mean, Talon, do they want to try and fight back?
I don't think so.
No, they'll let him go.
You better let him go. Yeah, you don't want to risk giving up these kills when your BKB's on cooldown still on the Razor, so just leave jabs. Still decent, but Liquid, I'd imagine they're going to look to still go for something else here. Their lane's in a bit of a dangerous position, though, so hard for them to find anybody. Honestly, Q and Ollie are doing an excellent job on these two supports. I say support, Q is kind of core. He almost has a Hex stun, but they're doing a great job of keeping these line lanes constantly pushed in, so the team fights, you know, Liquid, it's a little awkward for them to look for good positioning of them because these lanes are shoved.
And even more so soon, Ollie just 100 gold off his Blink Dagger.
Okay, so, I mean, he already had godly position, now it's just guaranteed.
Okay. He's got a lot of backup.
He's got buddies.
No Chrono for 30.
23 tanky with
Ollie's
armor.
Already starting to get eyes on the back lines. And Mickey's still going for this. Sprout from Q to contain Zai for now. 23 is going to step back in with the BKB and he's going to link onto Zai, get that easy damage built up. Ollie, and proceed for the overgrowth, but the Supernova was off, follow up by the Ravage. They're trying to burst through the Razor. 23, he goes down. This time, Liquid able to successfully bait Talon into that fight there, and they'll come out on top. They take out the two of them, and now they're ready to get the push going themselves.
Got to respect these Supernovas if you're going for aggressive plays. It melts these heroes, and Sunray in particular also. These heroes are tanky. This percent damage, I see a 3.3k HP Razor just getting shredded by Sunray. Same goes for Makoto. Can be the issue about going for these hearts and stuff like that versus percent damage. Liquid strike back.
Oh, they absolutely do. I mean, it feels like one of those games where
back and forth we go.
So many times, whichever team has tried to start the fight, they've not normally ended up coming out on top.
True. And yeah, just the trade of cooldowns. You know, Liquid, they have a lot. They always seem like they have at least one of those ults or two of those ults to cover themselves, especially if the BKBs are still a little bit on cooldown. Talon.
I see the replay here. I mean, 23, I guess from sort of the way that the last fight went up here, felt strong, felt that he could go for this BKB link play, knew that Ollie was in position, but Supernova's out, Ravage is there, and suddenly not a chance, just complete chain stun onto 23, and as you say, just ridiculous amounts of magical damage coming in to burn through this Razor.
Literally every spell just lands on him. He's getting burned in 3 different ways, a Meteor, a Sunray, and a Macro Pyre on the floor. And Boxy now after that also got some pretty big levels. So level 15 has been hit. He's getting closer to a Hex himself too. These supports are super rich this game.
I mean, Insane is just rolling in the money right now. As a support Jakiro with this Midas build.
Yep. And he got blessed with a quiver. Always nice to have it. And now he's going to get blessed with a death.
Easy one for Makoto.
Yep. He's easy.
Might be able to find more. They've got eyes on Boxy.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah, Makoto trying to get the angle. Dives at the ready.
He's got buddies.
He does, but 23's ready to try and deal with him. He's going to go straight for Zai in the backlines.
Oh, the Chrono! It's on his team!
Wait, what? I don't even know what he was going for there. But he Chronos Zai and Nisha. That was not what Mickey was looking for. They got to get out of this one. This is a fight gone wrong again for Liquid.
Oh, Mickey. What the? He got hit both of his boys.
Yeah. And he was even close to get it. We've got to get that on the replay. I'm sorry, Mickey, but we've got to see it again. That was not the Chrono.
It's like, because it looked like he's trying to get the Razor on the but he catches him team on the edge.
I mean, that wasn't really that close.
It was kind of off, yeah. You know, Mickey's had a couple, he had a rough day yesterday, too.
At least he gets the smile from Insania, you know.
No teeth, though, you know. Usually Insania, when he smiles at the teeth, you know, that was more like a...
I mean, what can you do? You know, sometimes the Chrono doesn't go where you mean to click it. It just happens.
It happens.
Happens to me all the time.
You have a lot of Void games, too, don't you?
I do. A lot of Chronos with.
Aegis Cheese, Talon. And I believe Makoto, does he have his BKB now finished? He does. So we'll have that protection.
Makoto just kicked 23 out of the pit there.
My cheese.
Alrighty. Well, one thing for sure, this game has been entertaining. 25 to 16. Sure. 4K lead back in the favor of Talon now.
And look at this. The support has overtaken. And Nisha,
Oh, Jabs has got the setup.
Shield Rune, is it enough? The Hex, Q.
He's looking pretty dead, and Mickey's going to try and assist, but Nisha's gone.
Mickey?
I mean, he's got Zai by his side. He's prepped to hold him back. There's the Ravage from Zai. He'll turn with the Meteor Hammer down onto the Ancient. It's Q. He's gone. Roll forward from Makoto. They're keeping this Void controlled. He's got the Manta.
He's okay.
Back into the Time Warp. Mickey's able to separate from them. 23 commits him with a BKB.
Makoto getting burned.
Through Makoto. The Supernova's up. Cheese is there, though. Makoto able to heal back up nicely. Insane ends up dying off in the sidelines to Ollie. And Zai.
He also goes down.
He gets chased down by 23 and Jabs. 3 kills for Talon, and that's 3 dead on Liquid with no buybacks. A good window for Talon to maybe get a push going up to the high ground.
Yeah, great catch again onto Nisha. You know, mentioning how Nisha, he wanted to go for this Manta. He actually went back for a Hurricane Pike as well, too. Now him not having that BKB does, feel a little bit concerning because of how many different ways they have to just control him, as we've seen there from the Earth Spirit. Yeah, they keep getting Nisha, and the fight then is like 1-by-1 sequence. We saw that a couple times from Liquid yesterday, too. Just the 1-by-1 fights. Talon, they'll take that all day.
See how much damage they can do here. Tower in the mid lane taken.
Still got Aegis. Should be able to take top, maybe.
Super strong.
Ravage cooldown also.
And Supernova gone for a minute, so just the Chrono. And kind of without the other ultimates, but at least without that Supernova play, hard to sort of see them being able to do the damage to kill anyone through the Chrono. So Talon know there's very little that sort of threatens them at this point. Fortification forced out.
They really want to try to keep those melee racks alive.
It's hard though, Aegis on Razor and BKB back up in 10 seconds for 23.
They are respawning though. See how Talon looks to react to that. Yeah, it looks like they want to get out of here. Right, Jabs looks like he's like pinging. He's maybe thinking about re-going, but tough versus this Lincoln's of Mickey. Everyone Liquid back up. Ravage 50 seconds. Talon controlling this area. Gem for just a few moments ago as well. Keeping that vision constricted. Liquid inching forward here.
They're stepping out of the base, Liquid.
All of Talon still in the area, though. Supernova back online.
Hex from Boxy could trip them up.
Hex from Boxy is. He still doesn't have the Shard, which is a bit... I mean, they do have the Tormentor now that's back up, so... It's a pretty massive one, this game. As we saw the Sunray, how much damage it's able to do versus Makoto. Nisha will get it though. I mean, it's still a very good shard, but Boxy's gonna probably be forced to buy his now.
Yeah, they'll back off, start to bring this creep wave round.
Yeah, Talon, this is nice. You know, they were like, okay, we forced quite a lot there. We're pretty close to a couple items. The AC soon to be finished up onto jabs. So backing up, looking to finish up those before they go for this next push. Even though they still have Aegis. 2 minutes left on it.
I'll rather split at the moment, Talon.
But look at the lanes. I mean, that's always the beauty of having like Nature's Prophet, right? This hero that just transitions, even though he's like a 4 or 5, he transitions into a core and just keeps the lanes always shoved in. And ooh, they have vision here, Mickey. That ward was freshly placed from before.
Ooh, this is a risky part of the map for him to be on.
Yep.
He is on his own.
Oh, and level 20 Nature's Prophet, so Sprout Leash is online.
They're going to try and grab him. Makoto, fantastic angle. Gets him with the stun. The stun is well. The Manta's there. They look for the overgrowth, but Mickey's already out for Time Warp. Dive forward from Boxy. He's in with the Hex as well. There's the Chrono. He's caught the 2 of them. Catch it 23 and catches Ollie. They take Ollie down, and they'll be able to take 23 down the once. So what they can do on round 2, Ollie's going to buy back. They're setting up already with the Supernova timing. Ice Puff as well. The BKB was there immediately on the respawn from 23. He's able to get away from the combo side. Steel toteming forward. Holding back with the Sprout. Can Liquid go for anything more here? They still have a Ravage.
They really want to try, but Zai's just stuck inside that Sprout.
Now, good escape from Talon.
Yep. Could have been awkward. Still could be. BKB's on cooldown. 23 has to give respect.
Just the Ravage in terms of ultimates, though, for Liquid to play with.
True.
See what Talon want to do about this. They do have the high ground.
Yeah, they're still just trying to play and protect this ward. Their lanes are all shoved in, so top, it's going to start after getting responded.
Okay, stepping in. Lincoln's has been procced. They're able to follow up with the Hex. They're
Roar.
finally able for the Hex into the Roar. Mickey's
They
dead.
got him.
Tries to front line up to the high ground, but they take the Linkers off him. They control him with the Hex into the Roar. Mickey's out for 90, and Zai's dead as well. They could try and push for more Talon. They could even consider diving the base if they want to. We'll see how hard Makoto wants to go in on this. He's eyeing up the 2 of them. Making the space here for 23 to start moving down the mid, get up to the top lane both ways, pushing into the base of Liquid. Talon should be able to do some damage
23 has
here.
no BKB.
Oh, he's getting control. Is there any sort of save, any sort of backup? Makoto rolls across the
Kick.
with the kick. He's able to get him out.
He's burning.
Ground, but it doesn't matter. The damage over time takes 23 out.
23, don't celebrate too early. He was taunting running past 4 heroes. You know, no BKB versus Sunray.
I think he did get a little bit ahead of himself there. That kill onto the Razor will slow down the push a little bit. The melee racks, though, will still be taken to Makoto. Great angle, gets him with a roll and
Nice
the
hit.
silence. Finishes off his tenure. At the same time, they've got the Sprout and the Hex. The control's there. Q, he's able to control Boxy, take him down. It doesn't matter that 23 dies. The
He's
rest
like, I got
of
my
the team's
boy.
cleaning up. They get that top set of racks, and Makoto, oh, he's getting close to the fountain.
Buyback.
It's the first one that Liquid come out with. Mickey. Looking for Makoto, but the roll's up. Mickey, he's going to continue to chase the chaps. He's there, the roar's
The roar!
up.
The root!
Mickey jumped in, and it's
gone.
a dieback. He's out for good.
That's it.
And they'll call it GG Talon. They will get this game won. Definitely one of the games of all time, that one. I enjoyed that. And Talon, they certainly did as well.
Yeah,
a bit of a bumpy ride, but they get the win. Liquid making a couple